If you have not subscribed my channel yet, do subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload my new video. You will get the notification, and do like and share my videos. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Skill Forum. In this video I am going to explain the basic procedure to solve design of spur gear problems. Many of the students will feel difficulties to solve design of spur gear problems. So in this video I am going to explain the easy method to solve the design of spur gear problems. Watch till end of the video so that you will get the useful information which will help you to solve the problems of design of spur gear. So we will meet you in the next time. Hello friends, so we will see the basic procedure to solve a design of spur gear problems. As I explained you in the last session, to design of spur gear we need to consider three major parameters. So one is we need to identify the strength of the spur gear, that is the static strength of the spur gear. Next we need to identify the dynamic strength of the spur gear, and at last we need to identify the wear strength of the spur gear. So as per those consideration we need to solve the problems of design of spur gear. Okay, so we will see. So here you can observe, so I have wrote down all the procedures to solve design of spur gear problems. Okay, so first so usually what happens, many of the students will get confusion to solve the problems in design. So what you need to do is you need to write all the data given in the question. Okay, so first thing is you need to write the proper data, and then you need to find out what are all the things you need to analyze. Okay, so first step is you need to write all the data given in the problem. So you need to write properly, that is the main thing. So next is you need to first is the identify the weaker member. So we need to identify the weaker member in the system. So in the system means whether the gear is the weaker or pinion, that you need to identify it. So to identify the weaker member you have an equations. So that is see here. So one thing you need to keep in mind, to identify weaker member, what is the requirement. So whichever the problem you are going to solve, you need to find out, you need to analyze what we need to find. So here to identify the weaker member we required this sigma naught into y, right? So sigma naught into y for pinion and for gear. So in those two, whichever is smaller, that we need to consider it as a weaker member, right? So to identify those parameters, so first thing is we need to solve number of teeth and pitch dia. So for that we need to use this equation. Okay, I is equal to n1 by n2 is equal to z1 by z2 is equal to d1 by d2. Using these relations we need to find out the required data. This suffix n is for pinion and suffix 2 is for gear. Okay, so once you find the number of teeth as well as pitch dia, next thing is you need to find out, see here in some questions you may get the material information, right? So in some cases you may not get the material properties, which materials we have to consider to design spur gear. Okay, to design spur gear. So here if material property has not given, we need to consider, see here I am going to use a new version of data handbook. Okay, so you need to refer table 23.18. Okay, so if you use this you will get the required material property data as per the design. Okay, so once you get the material property, so next thing is you need to find out the Lewis factor. So Lewis factor you need to find out with respect to profile of a gear, whether it may be involute profile, whether it may be a 20-degree involute profile, whether it may be stub teeth. Okay, based on that you need to use the equation. So we have an equations 23.115, 116 and 117. So you just keep remember these equations. Okay, so no need to remember the equations, you need to remember where you will get these equations. Okay, so next once you get the y value, next see if in the question given the shaft center distance. So in some cases in the question he may ask the shaft center distance. The distance we need to consider it as a if he has given that, we need to use the equation, this 23.19 equation. Okay. So next, so with respect to this, see, we got this sigma naught, that is by using the table 23.18. Next, y we got by using the Lewis factor equation by using design data handbook, right. So once we solve the sigma into y with respect to gear as well as pinion, we can find out the lesser value. So whichever is lesser value, we need to consider that is a weaker member. Okay, this is first step you need to do. Next is you need to design. So in design, we need to consider, first point is tangential tooth load on pinion. So all the equations you will get it in the design data handbook, right. So one thing is, so you need to remember that where you will get these equations, because finding out the equation and the design data handbook is much complicated in the examination. Okay, so these things you need to practice in the, nothing rocket science in this design subject. Okay, what you need to do is, so if you want to find tangential tooth load on pinion, you have an equation 23.87b. use this equation. Okay, so once you get the equation, so analyze each parameter. See here, P has given, P is the power he has given in the question. So CS is the service factor. So how you need to get that? That is by using, see, service factor is to select based on the shock produced in the gear. So sometimes in the question itself he has given the shock produced in the gear, or else you need to assume it. Okay, so that part you will get in page number 23.76, and that is table 23.13. So use this table, you will get the service factor CS, right. So here next is N1, already you got in the question. Next R1, so that is D1 by 2, you will get the radial distance, right. So you will get, see here, so tangential to all the parameters you got it and solve it, and you will get it FTL value, right. So this is FTL value. So next is you need to find out Lewis equation for tangential tooth load. So for that also we have an equation, that is equation number 23.93. use that equation. Once you get an equation, analyze it. See, sigma naught already we have given. B, how we need to find out? So for that we need to refer equation 23.131. Okay, so that you will get, so B is equal to 10m, that is m is nothing but module. Next P is pi m, that is module. So in terms of module m, you need to keep the value. So CV is the, so here, so next is CV, right. So while finding out the Lewis equation for tangential tooth load, so you need to find out, see, this FTL in terms of this m3 cube CV is equal to some value. You will get some value, right. So how you will get? So here FTL should be in terms of m square into CV, right. So this is, you need to consider it as equation 2. This you need to consider it as equation 1. So you need to equate those two. You will get m cubes into CV is equal to some value. So in all the problems you will get in terms of this only. So once you get this, next we have we need to find out mean pitch velocity of weaker member. We need to find out the pitch velocity of the weaker member. For that we have an equation. I think all of you know this equation, pi dn by 60,000. That is in terms of meter per second, right. So once you put all the data, pi you know, d you know, n, so that you need to find out in terms of m, right. So next you need to find the velocity factor CV. So that velocity factor based on Vm value. So based on Vm value you need to use this equation 20, so any one of this equation. So that I will tell you while solving the problem. So next is, so once you get that value, you need to make some trial and error method. So once you get a Vm value, what you need to do? So do the trial until you get m cube. So you got an equation of m cube CV value, right. So you need to solve, you need to consider the module m value with respect to this table. Okay, you need to consider the standard value of module, right. So m you need to consider and you need to solve it. So until you get the m cube into CV value, which should be greater than whatever we get a value of this, right. So then the consider the greater value for m. So once we get m cube CV greater than some value, you need to consider that module m, right? So next is we need to, once we get module value, so what you need to do, we need to check the stresses. So to check the stresses, first is allowable stress, right? So allowable stress is nothing but whatever you have got this value, right? Material property. So that is sigma naught into CV. That is for allowable stress. And then induced stress is nothing but, so sigma naught induced is equal to sigma naught CV into induced. So this equation you will get in 23.93. So that you need to solve it. So put these values, see here I have found out. So you need to use this equation, you will get sigma naught into CV value, right? If sigma naught into CV, that is induced stresses, is less than allowable stress, then we need to consider it as a design is safe. So one thing you need to keep in mind, whenever you are doing an design of any component, the induced stress should be always less than allowable stress, okay? So once we find the design is safe, next we need to find out effective force factor. Why we need to find out effective force factor? To find out the factor of safety. So that we have an equation, effective force is equal to FTL by CV. FTL already we got by using this equation, okay? So next CV already we have got by using this table, then we need to solve, okay? Next, beam strength of weaker member, already we have an equation, substitute all the data. So once we found out effective force and beam strength force, so what we need to do, we need to find out factor of safety, that is FOS is equal to FBL by FEF, okay? So by using this equation you need to find out the factor of safety. See, factor of safety is a very important factor while designing any component. So next we will see the third major parameter to design spur gear, that is dynamic load. We need to identify the dynamic strength of the spur gear by finding out the dynamic load, okay? So for that we have an equation that is FD is equal to FT plus 21 Vm into FT plus BC divided by 21 Vm plus square root of FT plus BC, that you will get in equation 23.155, okay? So as I told you, once you write the equation, you need to find out each parameter, you need to analyze whether you have those data or not. So based on that you need to find out the required parameter. So FT already we have, so Vm we already we have that is a pitch line velocity factor, and next we have FT. B already we already found out by using the equation what I told you in the previous equations, and you see in the whole equation you required only that C, that is C is nothing but dynamic load factor. So that you need, so before finding out the dynamic load factor, you need to find out the error. So in every system while designing anything, you will get some of the errors, right, in any system. So same thing in gear, while designing a gear you will get an error. So that is based on your manufacturing, based on the manufacturing of the component. So in the question itself he has given for carefully cut gear or any parameters, so that I will explain you while solving out the problems, okay? So for carefully cut gear, so you need to refer figure 34.34a or 34.35a, okay? So this equation you need to refer to find out the error. So once you get an error, based on that error, so for dynamic load factor you will get a dynamic load factor C, that you will get in table 23.32 with respect to error and involute profile. So what profile he has given in the question. So suppose in sometimes if in the question he has not given the profile, you need to assume it as per your requirement, whether you can assume it for 20-degree involute or 14 of involute profile. So that depends on you. So once with respect to this, once you will get an dynamic load factor C, right? So next, so sometimes what happens, so exact value you will get for dynamic load factor. Sometimes you will get a range of dynamic load factor. So in that case you need to use interpolation method. So this method I am going to explain you while solving the problems. So in the next videos I am going to solve each and every problems by using this procedure, and also you will get how you can solve any kind of problem by using these equations. Okay, if you follow this procedure, definitely I will tell you, you can solve any kind of problem in the spur gear. Okay, so next see here, by using interpolation method you can get the dynamic load factor. So you will get FD value once you get the dynamic load factor. So after that, once you get dynamic load factor, so next you need to find out the dimensions of each, so dimensions of required geometrical parameters. So for that you can refer table 23.1. If you require, you can find out the dimensions. So next, the last design parameter that we need to consider while designing of spur gear, that is wear load. We need to find out the wear strength. By using that only we can find out. So we have an equation Fw is equal to d1bqk. Okay, so for that we have equation 23.160 that you will get in design data handbook. So as I told you, so analyze each parameter. D1 already you have, so what I told you in the beginning itself. So B, face width, you have to find out, already you have, no need to find out. And Q, that is a ratio factor. So that ratio factor you have to use this equation that you will get in 23.163. So once you get, next is K, that is load stress factor. For that also we have an equation that is 1.43 sigma factor, that is fracture stress into sine alpha by E naught. E naught is nothing equivalent Young's modulus. If you find this, see again here also you need to consider, you need to analyze all factors you have or not. So once you identify, see this already we have in the allowable stress, or you can consider, so I will tell you in the while solving the problems. So alpha you have, that is profile. So next E naught equivalent Young's modulus you need to find out by using equation. E1, E2 is nothing but a material property of pinion and gear. So for that we have an equation 23.162. So next you will get Fw value, right. So for safer design you need to consider, sir, the wear load should be always greater than dynamic load, then only we can say the, so the design is safe. So next, at last sometimes in the question he will ask, we need to find out the hardness of the component, that is hardness of the gear or pinion. For that we need to consider involute, that is profile, as well as load stress factor. With respect to these two you will get the hardness of the material, that is in by using table 23.37. Okay, so this is the easy method where you can solve design of spur gear problems. Okay, so I will challenge you, if you follow if you follow this procedure, definitely you can solve any kind of spur gear problems. Okay, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, so please comment me in the comment box. I will give solution to your question. Okay, so in the next video I am going to solve all the problems in the spur gear. So stay tuned for my next sessions, and please subscribe and do share this video if you find this is useful for you. Thank you.